Every day you mention his name. But when was the last time you truly felt his presence? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yaso. Greetings to the seekers of truth. When the world is asleep, and only your soul remains awake, your face is revealed before the mirror, the lines carved by a life of hardship, shadows of exhaustion, and eyes searching for meaning. But who are you really looking at? Is it just a self reduced to a name? A temporary label? I am a Muslim, this becomes the path, a vessel that crosses the vast ocean of life. I believe in God, the greatest claim humanity must prove, in every breath it takes. But is that belief true? Or is it merely a recording played over from our elders, our teachers, society, a heritage accepted without ever opening its treasure chest, to see its contents for ourselves? Marifa, a word so often misunderstood as complex theological knowledge, yet Marifa is the art of seeing, a language of the soul that understands. Every form and every name is merely a gateway, not the destination. It is fire that burns illusions, of a self that imagines it exists on its own. Marifa is not about knowing. It is about being burned, about the ego collapsing into dust, and nafs constantly screaming, "It's mine for me," until from its ashes the true light emerges. This is a journey from the limited to the infinite. The first stage is where most humans live, walking through life while asleep. Religion becomes habit, shahada spoken by the tongue, yet the heart remains sealed by the sugarcoating of worldly distractions. Prayer performed as repetitive movement, checked off like a spiritual task, while the soul never truly prostrates. Dhikr recited like a mantra, but the heart remains unmoved. I fear hell, not from love of the Creator, but fear of pain. I want heaven, not out of longing for the beloved, but craving enjoyment. This is not an insult, but an honest confession of our earliest spiritual stage. We worship the God of concepts, not the God who truly exists. And knowledge of Marifa begins. When the heart dares to be honest, I mention you every day, but I still do not know you. Then comes the first light, awakening the soul from its slumber. The intellect, God's greatest gift, begins to rise and asks with sacred wonder, who governs this universe with perfect order? Why does my heart beat without command? Who breathed through my lungs without my awareness? Who wrote my destiny before I was born? This is the level of ilmul yaqeen, certainty born through knowledge. Tawheed is no longer dogma, but the clearest logic when seen in nature, in mathematical precision, in the perfection of DNA in cause and effect. We declare with certainty, He exists. He is one. He is the supreme orchestrator. Yet still God remains up there. Not here within, a belief strong, but still external. Then the inner eye opens. A new lens is placed upon the soul. We begin not just to know God, but to witness His hand in every event unfolding. This is Ainul Yaqeen, certainty through inner sight. Often it begins with collapse. When ego shatters, we lose what we thought was the source of our provision. We are left by those we believed were the source of happiness. We fail, thinking it is the end. But from the ruins, light emerges. We begin to see that there is a greater script, an invisible narration being written. The same hand that pushes us into uncertainty is the hand that teaches us how to fly. Every wound becomes an invitation to look closer. Every loss becomes space, where He fills the emptiness. We start seeing Him everywhere, in falling leaves teaching surrender, in a crying infant showing dependence, in death reminding of eternal reunion, in birth revealing miracles we overlooked. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah becomes more than words. It becomes experience. The heart finds peace, because everything is now understood as messages of His love, and this world becomes His open scripture for us to read. Then comes the highest summit, a collapse of duality, the dissolving of illusion. This is Haqqul Yaqeen, the certainty of truth itself, the realization of annihilating into God's presence. Here the seeker realizes nothing truly exists independently except Him. What we call self is only a reflection of his light, and this world is a mirror reflecting his beauty, his majesty, his grace. All creation is dependent existence. Absolute existence belongs only to Allah. At this point we no longer say, I own, but all belongs to you. I am merely a channel. Here one says, God alone is enough for me. Certainty is not purity, nor perfection, but disappearance of ego. In losing I, the true I reveals itself, the soul that was always close. God is no longer distant, nor above the sky. God becomes everything that surrounds and sustains. Ma'rifah is not knowledge memorized, but pain held until it becomes pearl, silence entered until it becomes music, a mirror shattered so that his face is seen beyond reflection. So who knows himself, knows his Lord. But to know the true self, you must die before you die. The death of false identity, the death of demands, so the true self, ever present, can shine. Consider this video a calling, an invitation to no longer practice faith as inheritance, but as awareness, to feel, not just to know. To live ma'rifah. May this message benefit us in this world and the next. وبالله توفيق والهداية. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.